Hey guys, so welcome to the Goosebumps Spooktacular vlog. Is it vlog or vlog? Fuck it. So welcome to the Spectacular vlog. I'm going to be talking about some Goosebumps books that I just got in. I got several, and I got 4 new Goosebumps books in the mail today. And by new, I mean that they're new to me, not new as in they were just published. But without further ado, I'm just going to jump into them. So the first one I got in the mail today for my collection is Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. Oh my god. This is one I never read the actual book of when I was a kid. I did see the television version of it for the Goosebumps series. Goofy as hell. I hope the book is just as goofy or completely goofy in its own way. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing what that one's, what's going on in that one, and see if there's actually ghosts playing piano. Because the idea of ghosts playing piano is an intriguing idea, but it's also a weird idea. Leave it to R.L. Stine. The next one I have here in my hand is The Horror at Camp Jelly Jam. And this cover art is amazing. He looks so happy. He's thrilled to scare the shit out of me. He's thrilled to scare the shit out of all of us. And I like the tagline on the back. Because as you know, these books have like classic taglines and a summary of the book. It says, "It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you stay alive." That's also one I never actually read back in the day. I've read most of them when I was a kid, but some of them I actually have not read the original books of. So this will be fun to actually read as an adult and kind of get that experience I never had growing up. So moving on from there is actually one of my favorites from the original series, and this is one I vividly remember reading. It's Don't Go to Sleep. This is book 54. It's one of the later in the original run. And it's one of my favorites. And also the television adaptation in the Goosebumps TV series was actually very well done. Very faithful adaptation. But the premise of it is there's this kid who doesn't like his life. He wishes things were different. Yada yada yada. He goes to sleep in the guest bedroom of his house and wakes up in alternate realities every day. Everything's weird and different. Ooh. But it's actually very interesting. And but yeah, it's a no snooze situation. It's a no snooze. So yeah, fuck reality. So fuck reality. I just wouldn't want to wake up to him. That would be fucking terrifying. I want to go back to this one for a minute. So in the synopsis it says swimming, basketball, archery. King Jelly Jam Sports Camp has it all. Too bad Wendy isn't a total sports freak like her brother Elliot. But how excited can you get over a game of softball? It's just a game, right? Wrong! Because Camp Jelly Jam is no ordinary sports camp. And Wendy's about to find out why. Why the counselors seem a little too happy, a little too obsessed with winning, and why the ground is always rumbling late at night. Now, I can't remember if this one was actually adapted as a episode of the television series. If any of y'all in the comments could let me know, yay or nay, that would be great. Because I actually don't remember it. And I haven't watched all of the episodes of Goosebumps, the show. I have like a year or two ago, but I don't remember it. Anyway, moving on. So, I talked about Don't Go to Sleep, which is one of my very favorites of the series. Like, it's in my top 5 of the original Goosebumps books. It's like Philip K. Dick for kids. The idea of like waking up in one alternate reality, and or going to sleep in one reality and waking up in the other. That reminds me of something like Philip K. Dick would have been, except it's done as only R.L. Stine, or one of the best writers of our time can do. Another one I have here in my hand is How to Kill a Monster. Now this one, I actually remember the television series more than I do the book version. Why? Because I saw the television episode much more recently, and it's goofy. I don't know if it's intentionally goofy. Like, sometimes when I read R.L. Stine, like, I can tell, like, this is silly. Like, this is a comedic Goosebumps book. Like, this one, he's just going all out for the laughs. Like, Chicken, obviously out for the laughs. My Best Friend is Invisible feels like that's obviously more for the yucks. How to Kill a Monster? I don't know. Like, it seems serious. And then it takes a left field turn, and it's like, it's goofy. So maybe it's kind of a mixture of the two. Maybe it's meant to be kind of funny and, like, comical, or serious and comical. And, you know, he's kind of mixing it up with the Goosebumps formula and making it a little more goofier than we are used to. Though, like I said, there's Goosebumps books that are intentionally funny in the original series. And lastly, the last book I have here is another one of my favorites. And it's actually The Ghost Next Door. This is one of the first ones I read, and it's still one of my favorites. It's actually very well written. It's not just for Goosebumps, it's just a well-written book. It's a well-written novella for kids. And I actually think it transcends the other Goosebumps books. It's some of the best writing R.L. Stine's done. And just general. Whether it's Goosebumps or Fear Street or whatever other shit he's written, it's actually, like, some of his top tier writing. Like, it's a lot better than, like, most of the Goosebumps books, and it's a lot better than most of his writing in general. Not that I don't like R.L. Stine, obviously. I talk about him all the fucking time. But I like R.L. Stine usually because he's more entertaining than he's a good writer. The Ghost Next Door is more closer to being just a genuinely good read instead of like this is entertaining. Though, like I've said before, R.L. Stine does have his, like, strong points, and even the story I don't think is very well written by him. He does have characteristics I like. Like, he writes good characters. He writes mostly believable kids. Sometimes his jokes aren't that funny, and sometimes his side characters are a little stupid and unrealistic. But when he writes a good character, he writes a good character. He knows how to make stories entertaining. He knows how to make stories interesting. And even if something is just completely batshit stupid to me, it's still entertainingly batshit stupid to me, and I like him for that. But Ghost Next Door, very good. It's an interesting premise, and it actually does have a twist that is actually interesting and intriguing. It's a very imaginative twist. I was going to say, what? Because on the back of this, I thought it said next in the series is Monster Blood. I was like, Monster Blood was one of the first 3. This is book 10. Sorry. But yes, Ghost Next Door is one of my favorites. And I will talk about that one in the future, because I